all of that, okay? So today, we're going to be talking, as you can see on the screen, like personal achievements. To be honest, uh, when we talk about personal achievements, it's some things that we have done in our lives. They make us feel proud, and the interesting thing is the achievements can be very different for each person. Okay, so for example, if you don't mind to ask you which has been like, yeah, this can be, it makes you feel proud about it. Okay, so for example, some people say finishing university is a huge achievement. Okay, so for others, it might be learning English and getting their first job, maybe even doing something simple like becoming more confident when speaking. So it really depends on your life. Okay, so your experience, your goals. So in this class, if you don't mind try to sell you to you all, we're going to be focused on how to talk about these achievements in English, and we will learn some useful vocabulary, some expressions that people commonly use. Okay, so that's just the thing. Also, we're going to be some expressions like grammar tenses, very important to grammar tenses like present perfect and past simple. Okay, so I will say that I did this class like yesterday, and I teach the same thing. Okay, so for every week, it's the same thing. Okay, so I will say that by the end of the session, you should feel more comfortable talking about something you achieved and explaining why it was important to you. So let me just come over here to the other slide, and I would like to ask to every one of you, what's one achievement in your life do you feel proud about? Okay, what's one achievement in your life do you feel proud about? So I would like to ask you to you all, which is one that you are proud about it.
Okay, in my case, when I finished my high school,
Yeah,
I get, excuse me, I got um a trophy
yeah,
because
trophy, a trophy, yeah,
trophy, yes,
yeah.
because my results in the ICFES um were good. No perfect, no amazing, but is good, and was the most high grade in my prom, in my high school.
Fantastic. And tell me, do you prepare in advance to taking this exams or not?
Excuse me.
Do you prepare in advance before taking this exam?
Yes, I prepared this exam in institute in Fusagasuga. I prepared for this exam.
Oh, that's fantastic. Something else that you would like to share about it?
Repeat, please.
Yeah, maybe there's something else that you would like to share about it.
I don't understand you.
Okay, maybe use a turn on microphone, maybe because I speak
Yes.
pretty strange, something like that. But actually, maybe it's amazing. This is amazing and it's fantastic that. So somebody else would like to tell us about this, something else.
Um, Teacher, in my case, mm, I was finish my s- high school. Oof. uh, 15 years old. There's no 50 years ago,
Yeah.
but I return learning in this university. Mm, for me, it's a big goal in my life. Mm, I feel very exciting because
Yeah.
I learn new language. For me is very important for my job and um the better life for my family is is very important for me.
Oh, that's amazing. And I know that plenty, all of you guys, all of you are gonna achieve this goal of speaking a foreign language. You already done that. If you can communicate in English already, you can do that. So what I suggest you all to do is learn English with a standard version, for example, maybe from the USA or from UK, but don't do the same mistake that I did. There was learning with Jamaican patois. Okay, so I learned English with English from Jamaica, and it's really crazy how all this changes, and it's amazing that. Okay, so let's get it with another presentation. So you already answered this question, so maybe we're going to use later, so keep your idea ready. Okay, so here is some key vocabulary. All right, so now let's look at some useful vocabulary. So first thing that we have is the word. I would say, it's like some vocabulary, the word achievement. Okay, so an achievement is something that you have successfully done, usually after some effort. So, for example, you can say, okay, so finishing my studies was a big achievement for me. Maybe learning English has been an important achievement for me. So, usually achievements take time, they don't happen instantly. So, this is what happens. So, now we have another word over here, is the word goal. Okay, goal is something that you already know, I would say. I just did this because you guys joined for this B1 level, but now talking to you all, I also do you have a real B2, C2, C1 already. But let's get it with this, okay? So I had this prepared, so let's get it. So a goal is something you want to achieve in the future, okay? So maybe, for example, you might say, my goal is to improve my English, you know? Or maybe so a simple way to understand this is maybe a goal is in the future, or maybe an achievement is in the past, you know? So maybe you can get some all of this. Now we have progress and difficulty. Additional vocabulary they are already put over here. And this is fantastic. Why fantastic? Because this shows like really two good words that like milestone and challenge. Okay, a challenge and milestone. This is fantastic for real. For example, I will say that a milestone is like an important step in your progress. I mean, for example, graduating from a school is a milestone, so getting your first job is also a milestone. You know, it means you're moving forward in your life, you know? Now, a challenge is something way more difficult. Uh, for example, studying and working at the same time is a challenge. Learning a new language is also a challenge. But challenges usually are not always bad, you know? A challenge maybe can help you grow, you know? They force you to improve to learn new things. So in many cases, challenges are necessary, and if you want to achieve something big, really important in your life. Um, this is the challenge. Okay, so let me just duplicate this, and I want you to please um, speak a little bit, speak a little, and tell me what has been a challenge. Don't mind to answer this question, guys. It's like, what has been a hard challenge that you have to overcome in your life? If you don't mind to answer. Maybe a challenge
Teacher,
the, yeah,
I have a question. The answer
yeah, sure.
is in a um what is the time uh, and for my answer? Present continuous? No.
The time for the answer. Maybe you can give me the answer, and I will like tell you which is it. Okay? You can you can answer this question in any time that you want, in any tense that you want. Okay?
Okay. And I I has been a big challenge in my life. Um, for example, I am mother. Is this
Yeah.
is a big challenge for me because I don't be I I don't know be mother in this moment, but I um I better in this moment. I no sé cómo decirlo. But yes, is the big challenge is mother. I be mother
Yeah, I would
because
say that that's true.
I have a little son.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic that I would say that it's pretty tough to be a parent nowadays. Raising children just is something really hard to do, really hard to do, and it's pretty tough. By the way, that's fantastic. Somebody else would like to say something else.
Okay.
Teacher, the
Yeah, go ahead.
excuse excuse me.
Maybe Lisa, you can
Okay.
go ahead. Yeah.
In my case, um I had um I had to go out or to change work under pressure in my
Oh
in
yeah.
my job.
Wow. Yeah. And how
Yes.
how do you deal with it?
Um I am a teacher in a school.
That's pretty tough. To be honest, just to do something here among us, I am translator. Okay, I'm a French and English Spanish translator, and I had chosen to become a teacher about 2 years ago. And trust me, that it's been a pretty tough experience because being a teacher is pretty tough. It's something that I guess that if you want to be a teacher, you gotta have love for what you do, and it's something that I have I would say. Maybe Luisa is a teacher also, so it's just fantastic that because maybe you need to know a lot of pedagogical strategies to do your best for that. So it's fantastic, all of that. And tell me, Luisa, are you an English teacher too?
Yes, but only elementary school.
Yeah, I would say that it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough that, but if you have love for what you do, I know that you wanna nail it for real. Now let's get it with the thanks for sharing a lot. Okay, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Now let's get it. Let's get it with the other thing, and is this achievement and success? Okay, so let's look at these two verbs. Okay, so overcome and succeed. So first, overcome. To overcome something means to deal with a problem successfully. Okay, so for example, I overcome my fear of speaking in public. Okay, so or maybe she overcome any difficulties for to finish her studies, to say in a better way. So you have this over here, and these are two examples I just giving you, and stop. Okay. So two examples. Okay. This is amazing. Now, this word is perfect. I will say overcome. Okay, overcome. Do you have it here? Overcome. And look, I just put it over here. Overcome. Before previously, I just put this over here. So let's say they're pretty related. Okay, they're pretty related. And what else? Let's say this word is perfect. I was telling you the word is perfect to use when you want to show that something was difficult but you didn't give up. Okay, so friends succeed. I just wanna delete this over here. Just wanna put overcome. Overcome examples. I did overcome all the bumps on the way. The up, the did up here. I overcame plenty of obstacles in my life. I have to overcome to speak formal English after learning English through Jamaican patois. Okay, so I just put some examples um, according to what I have to overcome in my life. Okay, trust me that they're pretty tough, and all of we have overcome plenty, plenty of things in our lives. Yeah, I was just looking through the chat, and sorry for that, but wasn't paying attention to the chat. And yeah, they somebody asks, Natalia asks, why is harsh? Harsh is like something tough, okay? Something tough, something as the other classmates said. Thanks for answering, Luisa. Thanks a lot. Duro, yeah, tough. A hard challenge, a tough challenge, something like that. Let me just do another example with it. With harsh, harsh samples, samples using harsh, harsh. I just wanna put one example over here. Maybe I don't know. To be honest, unloading and loading the truck full of goods. It's a hard activity to do. until that, okay? Shut. Maybe another one. Which one? Maybe moving out. One new property. Oh no. Looking for a rent sign is a harsh thing to do. Dealing with evictions orders is a harsh thing to do for poor people or people who don't have enough resources to make a living. I like a couple examples, guys. That are interesting to deal with. Okay, so here we have one example, another example, other example over here. So unloading and loading the truck full of goods is a physical activity to do. Of course it is. Looking for a rent sign is a hard thing to do. Of course it is as well. And dealing with eviction orders is a harsh thing to do for poor people or people who don't have enough resources to make a living. So guys, I want to ask you one question to you all. Okay? Which words that are here included you don't know yet? Which words maybe you don't know yet or you haven't heard before? That everything is clear. Okay, so write it. Perfect. So here are some useful expressions. Okay, some useful expressions. And let's look at some expressions that you can use. For example, I always wanted to do. Okay, so this is a great example about maybe dreams, so maybe like that. For example, I always wanted to travel abroad. Or maybe I always wanted to start my own business. So next thing might be like I finally managed to. Okay, so maybe we use this when something was difficult, but we did it at the end. For example, I finally managed to finish my study. I finally managed to speak English confidently. And the other one might say like I worked hard too. Okay, I worked hard too. For example, I worked hard to achieve my goals. I worked hard to improve my skills. And guys, do you have everything clear by the way, or maybe you are confusing something? Maybe you had doubt in something else.
It's clear, teacher.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So I just wanted to skip to a pretty advanced slide that I have over here. But let me just put it over here, okay? Just put it over here. Okay. Let me put this over here as well. So let's do a speaking activity over here. Okay, so maybe you can answer a different question like this. Let me just put this over here. Discussion. Okay. Which um, ways do you use to practice your speaking skills? And do you think they having a perfect pronunciation is holding you back from achieving English? How or how do you realize a person is fluent in English? Do you think do you think that you are ready? So guys, I would like to please each of you, okay, each of you answer these questions, okay? I'm trying to answer them to be like your speaking activity. So I would like to know if you maybe answer each one of these questions and tell me why is that, okay? Hello? Can you please answer these questions? It'd be like, which ways do you use to practice your speaking skills? It will be like, in which ways do you use, okay? Maybe it might be like watching YouTube videos, something like that. And do you think that having a perfect pronunciation is holding you back from achieving fluency in English? And also, how do you realize a person is fluent in English? And also, do you think that you are already fluent? Just answer these questions. It will take just 2 minutes.
Okay, teacher. I practice my speaking skills in my job with my students and in in the in the class in the yes classes of the university. For example, in English, um, speaking encounters. I practice my English with others um, students, others classmates. Um, and I practice to listen to videos and repeat these words and sing songs.
How do you realize a person is fluent in English? Hey, somebody else would like to share their insights.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I consider um, the practice skill practice speaking skills. For example, in this moment, I'm very nervous, but I I can try. And
Yeah, sure.
others other option is, for example, when watching the videos or uh, grab audios in WhatsApp, or maybe Bucaro is interesting activity for speaking skills. Is
Yeah.
I I like it, these activities. Um, I think a perfect pronunciation, shaving inflation in English, mm, is very practice. Is all days, um, 10 minutes or 5 minutes all day at in day. Um, I think this. How do you realize a person is fluent in English? Hmm. Mm, practice different skills. For example, uh, talk, writing, read, um, um, of course, speaking. And I I I go. No. My goal in a future is to be really fluent in English. This is my goal in a future.
Fantastic. I remember.
Oh
I
no,
remember that I used to have the same goal when I start this
go.
journey, and I realized that. Let me just type it here. Okay, some things to have in mind. You are, you will, okay, you will to achieve fluency, all of you. But you gotta have something in your mind. Is that you are never gonna sound like a real native English speaker. Okay, so this is something that is pretty true. Okay, so you can achieve a real neatest English native accent, but people after speaking with you for a moment will realize you are not a native English speaker. Okay? And this is not something to be discouraged. Okay? This is something to be more encouraged also, even though more encouraged. Because I'm just gonna put this over here. Let me just change the size. Okay, something to be proud about. Okay, but this is something more important, even more important than you realize. Okay, so the thing is, the only important thing is communication effectively. Okay, that's the thing. The only important thing is communication effectively. That's something pretty truth. Companies, or you say companies, don't care about your certifications. They just care if you can maintain a conversation. professionally, not like me, okay? Not like me, because I know they speak pretty informal. But just something to be in mind, okay? USA companies don't care about your certifications. Just care if you can maintain a conversation professionally, okay? That's the whole point. Practice with ChatGPT as soon as you can, as much too, and that's the key. Character AI episode, among others. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for what? For participating. One. The other one is said. Let me just come over here again. Oh shit. Sorry for the swearing words. But we already just had 15 minutes. Okay, so sorry for the swearing word for real, okay? I speak pretty informal. I gotta work on that more. Okay, let me just come over here. So feelings about achievements. Okay, so this may be I'm proud of, maybe it was a turning point and changed my life. So you can use all of them. For example, I'm proud is to talk about feelings. Okay, maybe it's to talk about something you're proud about. Here's some examples over here. I'm proud of finishing my degree. Okay, it was a turning point in my life. So what? Let me just duplicate this over here. What you all? What you all might say when you finish this process, this journey. You might say, I'm proud of, but you might say something, and let's say, better. Okay? You may want to say this. Let me just delete this over here. You might say, I'm proud, I'm proud that I never gave up. Okay? It was a turning point, you may say. Joining at UNAT was a real turning point in my professional experience. Okay. Oh, human life, human say, English has changed my life. I already have I know already have a job in English. Like the classmate Luisa, she already have a job in English, so do something that change her life for better. I hope so. And here's some motivational expressions, some common motivational expressions that you might use all the time. Okay, so maybe against our odds. What does it mean? It means that we have achieved something despite all the obstacles and stuff, but we never give up. Okay, for example, all odds. Let me just comment over here and I just put this back. This means, let me just put this means against shed. I just something that is don't like because I grew up with Jamaican patois, so it's something that I gotta deal with all the time. Against all the difficulties. As simple as this. Okay, so against all odds means against all the difficulties, all the tribulations, harsh or tough times. No, what the hell is this, dude? Tough time, you know what I'm saying? Tough time, yeah. And all bunch of stuff. Here's some examples of that. Maybe you may say also a step out of my comfort zone. You may say, this means you hustle or achieve it. Okay, you hustle, you grind it, grind very hard, very harsh. Okay, yeah. I never give up. I know that plenty of you have seen this before, but it's never quit. Not quit. This is what this means. Something pretty easy to do. Now let's get it with the present perfect. Okay, the present perfect is something that we use almost the whole time. Okay, and it's used to talk about experiences. And here's the formula to do this. So I just wanna highlight it with yellow. Some examples. And this describes something, an experience without specifying a time. Okay, so it's not telling us at what time this happened. Okay, something as simple as this. So guys, do you understand what present perfect is or not?
Teacher, so.
So. Okay, got it. Gotcha. And tell me, which is the part of the present perfect that you don't understand yet?
Mm, the birds, I don't.
Okay,
I,
this is pretty
the
easy to
bird
do.
is very difficult. Yes.
The verb ending, right? The verb ending, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's explain this a bit for you real quick. For example, the present perfect is used to talk about experiences in life, okay? Without, let me just do it a little bit clearer here. Without, okay, without specifying the time. For example, I have learned English as simple as this. Other one I say, I haven't understood the lesson.
Teacher,
What else?
en Spanish sería, eh, yo, yo no he entendido la lección en negativo.
Yeah, that's right. But remember, the lesson is like class, okay? It's like class, okay? When it comes to academical matters, okay? So, can you please give me one example using one of these? I'm gonna put some verbs over here. La, play, I don't know,
Walk, dance.
lot, work, dance, that's right. Can you please give me one example using one of them?
I have dance. I have dance
Perfect.
at the
Perfect.
night. I have dance. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. But remember this present perfect when it comes to grammar doesn't give us like the exact time that this action happened. Okay, so it doesn't give it's not giving us the exact moment when this happened, but it's cool because I am a person that didn't learn English by grammar. I learned English by just listening to a lot of speakers of other English dialects. Let's say that's why it's pretty difficult for me to speak in a formal way, and it's something that I have to work more on. Let's get with the other one, okay? Let's get with the other one. So maybe Luisa has a doubt about it. Luisa, do you have doubt about it or not? It's alrighty. Let's give it the other one, the last one. Okay, the past simple. Okay, this is used to describe complete actions at the specific time in the past. For example, we have the structure, the verb past, in verb in past form. They will be like these ones. Okay, the verb over here, this one over here, this one over here, and completed. You'll see, oh, somebody else was over here and I haven't realized. She had just left. Okay, it's already. She didn't even say hi, neither on the chat, neither on speaking, but that's cool. Okay, so let's say that this one is used, okay? The past simple, we use it when we talk about a specific time. For example, I finished my studies in 2020, or I traveled to Mexico last year. So here the time is pretty clear, okay? So it's as simple as this. For example, I finished my studies in 2020, or maybe, let's say, yeah, it's something like that. It's the same as this one, the present perfect, but it doesn't have the has. Neither has, have, nor. Yeah, simple as this, okay? Something like that. Here's some reflections. Yeah, I guess that's much everything. But for example, if somebody asks you, when do you finish your studies? Okay, you might say, I finished my studies in 2020. Okay, you are not, you are like specifying the time, and that's it. Also, when did she learn French? Maybe somebody has a daughter, and maybe somebody asks them, "Hey, when do your daughter learn French?" You may say she learned French when she was 15. Simple as this. So yeah, guys, I will say that will be everything for today. I would like to know about some comments about what do you thought or which are your thoughts about this lesson? Do you have any suggestions for me or something like that?
Thank you so much, teacher. Um, Today is a achievement for me. and the class is very interesting. I feel learn a new words, new concepts. Thank you so much.
Oh guys, before you go, thanks a lot for the comments. But before you go, can you please fill out the attendance, please? I just wanna put in the chat, okay? The attendance for today's lesson.
Okay, teacher. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks to you, thanks to you, thanks to you all. You're pretty kind.
Bye
Out
bye.
the attendance, okay? Don't forget to put like my name over there, okay? Put the tutor's name.
Okay, teacher. Danilo Rua. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks a lot.
Okay,
I appreciate
Danilo
all
Rua.
that.
Yes,
Bye bye.
I feel the attendance.
Guys, do you have any suggestion for me? Something that you ready to change about the lessons, something like that. Some feedback over there.
Teacher, I have a question. What is this what is level in this section?
This level is a B1.
B1? Okay.
B1, but I consider that you will have a B2, C1 because you can understand everything.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, nobody else has more questions.
No more. Bye bye.
Okay, see ya then. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay.